Let me welcome all of you again here to the State Department for this second International Council on Women's Business Leadership meeting. This is a great way to end the year since we started the year together back in January. And I know from having run into a number of you along the way, you've been hard at work ever since, coming up with new ideas and concrete initiatives that will help more women take a leading role in business, move up the echelons of government, broaden the reach of civil society groups. And I am very grateful to all of you around this table and everyone sitting behind you who has been part of this effort. Now, the ultimate goal of the Council is to develop a platform for putting forth policy recommendations, programs, and activities that empower women and promote gender equality, from access to markets and capital to capacity building and skills training. We're looking at leadership and leadership development and working together to make sure that any woman who wishes to do so will have the opportunity to contribute to the economy and society where she lives.
Well, thank you, Secretary Clinton. Actually, I have the other side of the story from Sue. So this year I commenced a journey to the villages of India, and I have so far spent in cumulative about 4 months in 120 villages, spending a day and a night with women in different parts of the country. And the one thing I have realized as I've picked up these stories, it's kind of a string of pearls of stories, is that we find enterprise and innovation and hard work and hope and leadership at every level. And the women I have met are in many ways more impressive than CEOs of companies because they have changed the lives of their families but also of their entire villages by their example. So whether it is enterprise in growing shiitake mushrooms in the middle of Bihar, or it is water harvesting in the poorest districts of Purulia and Bengal, or using biogas instead of smoke-filled chulas, it's small examples but which have a dramatic transformational effect. And you learn the things which work well. So there are things like mobile telephony which are empowering women, schools, roads where girls can, cycle to college. But there are also many things, and very simple things, that hold women back in our parts of the world. It's things like water. If you don't have water, it takes many hours of your day. If you have to cook with firewood, I mean, I have realized just by eating with them how difficult it is. Something which should take me on a stove, 20 minutes to cook will take 3 hours. You sit there breathing the smoke, big cause of cervical cancer because the papilloma virus thrives there. And these are simple solutions for our world with our technology to solve, but they don't get the focus and attention we should be giving them. What I have found is, what the subcommittees have been working on, the barriers to women participating, are also solved with simple structures. I have found the self-help groups which work with small groups of 7 to 10 women provide access to thrifts and capital at the very basic level. They provide access to skills, but they also provide the social network that women need to be able to cope with our lives, to be able to cope with an alcoholic husband or domestic abuse. Just to have someone to sit in the evening with and talk, and that is very, very powerful, and I think we underestimate that. And the last thing I've taken away, Madam Secretary, is that as a banker, I always somehow assumed that money could solve most things. And I found that actually it is probably the least important of everything. There is a kind of troika which Ambassador Verveer referred to, which is the government. And that can play a role not necessarily by throwing money, as a lot of our governments do, but by providing the enabling infrastructure which we talked about, but also law and order. I mean, I have found that where there is peace and where there is rule of law, you find enterprise. You find women have the confidence to go out of their homes, to go and work. For NGOs who typically gather a lot of money to spend, their real role is in skill building and capacity building, giving women the confidence to know that they can do something. And for corporations like ours, It's not so much money as ideas and technology and access to markets and access to fair prices. And I think if that works around that core, which is the core of women themselves helping themselves with their enterprise and innovation, and we build the supporting infrastructure around that, then we will have the change that we want to see. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for the great work that has been done and the effort that went into that work. And I'd like to announce another initiative that demonstrates the power of collaboration between the public and private sectors. I think all of us have seen around the world how artisan work provides women economic opportunities often when no others exist. But the value chain for artisan enterprises is fragmented with barriers that stifle growth and profit. To address those challenges and provide women artisans with more opportunities, I'm pleased to announce the Alliance for Artisan Enterprise, which will be housed at the Aspen Institute to serve as a central hub for public and private stakeholders to come together to highlight the economic and cultural value of artisan work, to share best practices, to work with governments and local businesses on new ways to scale up artisan opportunities. And I know that the Alliance, I think, Milan, will be launched immediately following this meeting, and we will look forward to hearing more about what it does. I am going to have to excuse myself, but I wanted to give Indra and Milan the last words, but I wanted to key off something that Meera said. You know, talent is universal, but opportunity is not. And it's often very humbling when you travel, as I've had the privilege of doing, and you meet extraordinarily innovative, creative, courageous, resilient women and men, and you see what they've been able to overcome, what they've done with their lives, and you think about how disproportionately talent is stymied or catalyzed. And so really what we're talking about is trying to narrow that talent and opportunity gap. And I think everyone has addressed that in some way or another. I could not be more pleased and honored to be part of this with you. And I can't wait to hear more about what you're doing. I have to go to the White House, so I'm going to ask Milan to end the meeting and again have a good time at the reception, and I look forward to continuing to work with you.